victory here in Dallas. He will be our first server.
And I talked to Tyson after his singles victory, and he noted he loved the progressive draw because he's been used to that. He's made quite a few championship Sundays and thinks he has an advantage because of it.
Callan Dawson early, matching the hand speed of Daescu.
And it's interesting the way he matches it. It's not the tennis style. This is a baseball player. And you'll see that sidearm delivery on the serve.
Many say that other than tennis, baseball is the next best sport that translates to pickleball. Hayden Patriquin with a strong baseball background as well.
First lob from our man was not a good one. Nice footwork there from McGuffin, who was able to get to the middle of the court. So you want to lob over the non-paddle shoulder of your opponent, but you got to get it more depth on that, and that is filth. And all Patriquin needs is a couple of shots like that, and then these fans are going to just adore him, and trust me, he will dive right into that adulation.
Oh, just back on the lob that time for Dawson. Better spot, though.
Yes, perfect spot. Just 20 by 44. Those are dimensions, not 20 and 1 inch by 44. So just deep.
Finds the corner. Outer edge on Daescu. Patriquin played with Tyler Loong this weekend, who was chirping him a bit on his overheads. Says he could put the ball away on the volleys, but don't give this guy an overhead. He laughed and agreed.
And that's interesting because his pace comes from the pace of the people attacking him, does Patriquin. And if you've not played tons and tons of tennis, your overhead might not be as good. That's coming from Loong, who has one of the most violent overheads in all of pickleball.
But he can generate so much power from that volley position, so it's interesting he can't translate it.
Shoulder can't do it. Oh my, look at this. This is appearing at an AMC theater near you. Love that look.
Pickleball TV pulling out all the stops.
I love it. And this is a very even matchup, Michelle. So team that plays the best collectively will probably be the difference maker here. Great speed up there from McGuffin. So McGuffin's not going to let the fans just love on Patriquin. No way. You know he'll be barking, and they love when he gets going. And that's a big part of this. And indoors changes that dynamic a little bit, makes them closer to you.
Oh, Callan Dawson sped it up. Patriquin cleaned it up.
And that's interesting with these two. Again, just playing their third tournament together. You need that synergy. If Patriquin's just hanging out closer to the sideline there, which he shouldn't be, you miss an opportunity. Be closer to your partner than you think you need to be, amateur players.
And why is that?
because if he attacks straight ahead, it's likely to deflect to the left of Callan Dawson. And that is a forehand if Patriquin has taken that space. So you have to read your partner's shot and then be there to help finish off the deal. Pickleball, unlike tennis, is a combination winner sport. There it is again. And I use this hockey term a lot, it's a pass off the pads, because you're trying to get it to your teammate through your opponent's paddle. And these two are doing it great on the last few rallies.
I like that. Little run here for Patriquin and Dawson. Nice play from Tyson McGuffin.
That's pretty. You hold that forehand, and then Patriquin's not sure which side of his body he has to defend. Paddle side he did, and it was a beautiful choice. Not too much pace, but lots of spin. Good attack off the bounce from Daescu there. That is one of the most underrated players, and the lettuce shortage here is remarkable on McGuffin. So disappointing. It's a dude that's got great hair when he has it, but shaved it all off.
The mullet is gone, RIP. Wide for Dawson.
Daescu has been pushing Callan Dawson back off the kitchen line here with some smart dinks, pulls him out wide, then goes back to the middle, then attacks the body. This has been a nice job from Daescu of winning heads up in front of you. Uh-oh.
Gets blasted.
I hope he was able to get the paddle on that.
Former college baseball player out of San Francisco State. Oh, he wanted the attack, did Hayden Patriquin.
So this is where timeout should be happening, because this is a run. Callan Dawson is not a player that calls a lot of timeouts, and he's the older player on the court. So that's where you wonder who's the air traffic controller of a team. And if I'm Dawson and Daescu, keep going. If they don't want to call timeout, this is great. We've got the lead back. Boy, and they got exactly what they wanted there. Dawson on a long run to try and make that volley. Daescu had him off balance. So this is that term in pickleball of being stacked, meaning you want Dawson on the right side, so he's got to go all the way over there, and that creates offense. It's a great run for those two, and really smart pickleball throughout it. So let's see if the youngster and Dawson have a response.
Good attack from Daescu.
Yeah, and the precision you have to have on your volleys, Michelle, if it bounces up at all, you are at risk, and Daescu did not let him off the hook.
Kind of look at the crowd in the background there. Dink rally delivered by Andrei Daescu.
Yeah, and about a half hour ago, it was a beautiful lob out of the volley from our boy Dawson, and just such a good track down from McGuffin. And then Daescu, unlike Dawson, had a couple of dinks that were up that he just played passively. Daescu is not letting him get away with that, and I really like the position, especially how backhand dominant that grip of Dawson's is, finding that paddle side hip, that right side of his body. Great choice from Daescu.
Nice flick there for Tyson McGuffin. 3-point lead continues for the 6th seed. Andrei Daescu, his game has been on the rise this year.
Yeah, he's a terrific player. He doesn't play a lot of events, especially off the East Coast. Obviously, national championships, he will go anywhere. He's been a very good Major League Pickleball player. Obviously has a title earlier this year with the Orlando Squeeze, so he is a fantastic player, and him and Tyson coming together really gives him a chance to do some damage against the full field here at Nationals.
Yeah, hired a full-time coach in the sport. Works with him regularly.
Just a little sloppy here for Patriquin, and Dawson had a nice start and hit a lull here. Nice job by Dawson and catching Daescu moving through transition instead of being set. You hear the split step term all the time from the tennis players, and you just want to be set. You don't want to run through the transition area.
Ooh. Fortunate bounce off the tape for Dawson.
Or unfortunate for Dawson, unfortunate for McGuffin there. And nice job by McGuffin at jumping out of the way and getting his body out of being attacked and being able to block that back down through the middle.
And he catches Hayden Patriquin on that forehand side again.
He's mixed 1 out of the 3 down the line, just so that's in Patriquin's mind, and that is just such smart pickleball from the veteran.
Turns 34 in December. Tyson McGuffin, what a remarkable story he's been, rising from injury this season. Some thought he was done. Andrei Daescu and
there's always speculation about legality of paddles, especially after a big win like today, Hayworth over Johns with the Gearbox Pro Power. Talk about what's inside that. Why would people question it? Is it a new technology? What is going on, Mr. Pickleball?
Well, Gearbox has always done things a little bit differently. They have what's called solid span technology. It's ribs of carbon fiber wrapped around foam that make up the core of this paddle. What's different with the Power Pro is that instead of one single rib, we're looking at 7 ribs, 7 sections of ribs throughout the inside of this paddle. What that's allowed them to do is amplify the sweet spot and give this paddle just a little bit more spring, and that's what people are facing on the other side of the net. It makes them wonder, how do they do that?
Interesting. Can I see that real quick?
You bet.
Very cool paddle. Love it. Do you notice when there is a big upset like that and people are talking about a paddle, is there an uptick in sales? Do you like when there's a big upset?
I don't mind when there's an upset and people say, well, that's the magic wand. That's what made him so good. It's got to be the paddle, right? And I say, yes, it is. $275, please.
And with all these paddles, but what else does Pickleball Central have?
We've got anything you need for pickleball. We want to start with the basics. You need a good court shoe. Don't play in your running shoes. Get a good court shoe. We're growing our apparel selection. We want you to feel comfortable, but also look good on the courts. You've got to have the right balls. If you want a net, we've got those. But anything you can imagine, if you want to customize your paddle, whether it be a grip, lead tape, edge tape, anything you want, you'll find it at Pickleball Central.
I love it. I heard that you sold one of these paddles to one of our very own Bob Wiley. Touch on, do you think anything you sell to Bob can help his game? Because I've seen him on a pickleball court. He's okay. I don't want to get fired, Bob. You're just okay. What do you think? Is this going to help him?
He's just gone to OK+.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Pickleball, John Cowley here with anything and everything pickleball at Pickleball Central. And we're going to get back to live action on center court. Michelle McMahon, Dave Fleming.
Thank you. What a guy, Jim Cowley. Nice man. John Cowley, excuse me.
Yeah, John is the export of all things equipment at Pickleball Central, especially paddles. We did a business forum that I hosted earlier this week and shared that knowledge with everybody. He's terrific. And that's one of those grip-related mistakes there, because Dawson brought his paddle all the way to the right, still on the backhand grip, instead of just hitting a forehand and flipping the paddle over. Just made that way more difficult than it needed to be. Football call there, so tough start to game 2 after dropping game 1 and having a lead. So this has been an onslaught here.
From Daescu, but ultimately Dawson testing it and getting it.
Yeah, best point of the match so far, and maybe that will be the one to get them reinvigorated here. Gorgeous lob over the big man, Daescu, from Callan Dawson. I like seeing it coming this way, but for you to learn, when McGuffin goes back for the lob, he doesn't panic, just throws it back into the kitchen. Don't try to speed that up. You're not in a good position on the court.
Daescu almost got drilled in the head. Good duck, big man, as Adam Stone calls him, Romanian Tower #1.
And if this deflection had hit him, even though he's standing well off the court, that would have absolutely been Patriquin and Dawson's point.
Nice put away from Patriquin.
And we haven't seen a lot of offense from the youngster because they have been very precise in where they put the ball. Haven't given him a chance, haven't given him dinks that were attackable. This is a very smart match so far from Daescu and McGuffin.
Oh, Dawson was there for the ATP defense.
So you've got the reach if you're Daescu, but the lateral quickness to get all the way back there so you don't get your paddle to the height you wanted, but you got it there. Good job by Dawson. Oh, man. Got to make the next one.
I think this partnership, Daescu and McGuffin, ironically played against each other in mixed doubles just a match ago. Back-to-back matches against each other and with each other.
And these players are used to that, but not on the same day, because it's usually mixed on Friday and gender doubles on Saturday. So that is another unique part of this progressive draw.
Oh, McGuffin. Our first bark of the match for him.
And just a beautiful fade, which means he slides his body to the right, protects his body, only has the backhand counter ready, and was all over it and got the ball down. That was the key.
Well, there's the put away power from the youngster, Hayden Patriquin.
Yeah, and it took 3 or 4 swats at it. Much more difficult to put the Franklin X40 ball that we are using in this tournament away, even in these conditions, which are chilly.
Oh.
I thought you had center field.
Whose ball was it?
I'd love for them to just talk about it. Literally, it could have been either. The player behind is typically who we would want to take that, and McGuffin in that case, but just talk.
One hole down, one to go for Daescu and McGuffin. Good dodge from Callan Dawson.
Great dodge. A very dangerous poacher because he moves laterally so well. Used to turn in those double plays as a second baseman.
This used to be a firefighter back in the day. Football.
You just kind of give it away when you're just sort of trying to find your balance up there. You're like, I'm not in the kitchen. I swear I'm not. Good drive from Patriquin again. When you are trying to sprint over there and hit a volley from a good drive, it's the depth of your return that creates the problem.
Just back for Daescu, and right back in it are Patriquin and Dawson.
Say, are we going to call time? Is anyone? Perhaps I didn't know we went indoors and took all the timeouts away too. I'm not. I am above the kitchen. Sorry.
A good break there for Daescu and McGuffin, who had a 5-1 lead at one point here in game 2.
Good grindy point from the youngster. Incorrect score called by the referee there.
Wow, a lot of pressure on Daescu right now. They're isolating him.
They are, and Dawson does such a great job of reaching in for a dink that just traveled a little too far, and then he has that quick flick of the wrist and caught Daescu and set up his partner. Well done. Couple of missed shots there from Patriquin, and his level earlier this week was outrageous. There were very few errors. He's had more errors in this match than a whole couple of MLP matches here. So still plenty of time, though. That's the good news with 3 out of 5 is you can find your game and it won't be too late.
Yeah, he and Tyler Loon made it to the semifinals on Sunday in Major League Pickleball for the Brooklyn Aces. And another miss for Daescu. Oh, Callan Dawson comes away with the point.
Crowds love when the ball sits on the top of the tape. They can't believe that's possible. Where are the physics there? And then that was a great ATP from Patriquin, and Dawson in perfect position to finish it off.
Oh, nice lob set up from Dawson. McGuffin didn't like something.
Push-off call. So this you can actually be in the kitchen when you're heading backwards, because as all tennis players know, you rotate your body, step forward to go backwards. In this case, it was his right foot because he was going back to hit a backhand overhead. We have a side switch here.
Patriquin buries it. Had the opportunity to, and a 3-point lead over to Patriquin and Dawson.
Great job there, and Daescu, I don't know if he overextended himself there a little bit, but is not feeling great after that rally.
He just seems off with something.
Yeah, and it was noticed by Patriquin and Dawson for sure, because they have definitely isolated him here in this, and I hope he is okay, because this is a really good match. Great human being, and we'd hate to see him be injured here. But that is not the look of a man who is feeling anywhere near 100%, so we'll keep an eye on that. Cinema cam. Good look at the side. About to be a good look at the sidearm serve of Dawson. Another big point on these lobs, Michelle, is if the lob is good, a lot of teams retreat because they're like, oh no, they're going to hit an overhead. They're going to hit a very slow overhead. So when you or your partner hits a good lob, stay on the kitchen because you're going to get a good opportunity from it.
A switch of side that time for Daescu, and McGuffin doesn't matter. Game point now over to the 11 seed, looking to make it even here on Pickleball.com Championship Court. And a timeout will be so 2 matches for Daescu on the day, but he also made a deep run to the finals in MLP last weekend. Could be something nagging from back-to-back tournaments. And so Patriquin and Dawson will close out game 2.
Trying to figure out how to get loose again, and was the object of a lot of the attention from Patriquin and Dawson. We'll see if they keep the ball over there, and they certainly have even started this first rally in that manner. And this is the discipline, Michelle. You know, you have a guy, you don't know how wounded, but you have a slightly wounded human over there. Every ball was hit to him in that rally but one. Got to see how he is feeling. That was a shot from Dawson.
Not making life easy for Daescu, that's for sure. And he answers right back. That's what you get for lobbing me.
So good. Andrei comes flying forward and Dawson smiling.
Patriquin, there's the hand speed.
And just his ability to go backhand to forehand so quickly is impressive. Took a dink that sailed just a little too long, fired it right at the body, and McGuffin was ready with the forehand to finish it off. Well done. Keep an eye on that side-to-side movement ability of Daescu.
Oh no, fault called on Daescu.
Oh, they're calling that he ran past the plane of the net there. So if you run past the straight line from the net without touching the ball, that is a fault. Interesting. Great job by Dawson of seeing him coming, throwing up over his head. That was well done again.
That time for Dawson. What a point, both sides.
Yeah, another beautiful lob from Dawson. Well done by that guy, Tyson McGuffin, to track it down. Another Callan Dawson trademark on the dinks as he short hops it. That takes time away from you. You're used to that going up to the apex and back down to the paddle. He doesn't let that happen, so you have to be ready quicker than you're used to.
Such a heavy arm for Hayden Patriquin. Who says this guy can't hit overheads?
Yeah, come on, Tyler Lungs. He's blasting the X40, and I love watching the fans behind the court. Hey, you wanted to sit in the front row, and then they're diving out of the way. Players got your back, don't worry. Just a little too low. That was a heavy swing from Patriquin right there. This is the maturation of Patriquin right here. It's fun to hit winners and hit the ball 100 miles an hour, but staying disciplined and true to a game plan is working.
Oh, goes up and then goes wide. Callan Dawson.
Clip that one for the Dawson family highlight reel. Two lobs, a 360 in the middle of it, and then a short hop. Dawson patented.
To get something going on his side. We saw Andrei Daescu slow down a bit there in game two. Drank a little bit of Coke. Maybe it's a stomach thing. We don't know.
Yeah.
But So far, so good. That point out of the break.
The other interesting thing we've heard, and we'll just keep an eye on this, is a bunch of players told me, and then on the desk as well, that it's humid in there because there's so many human beings packed around there that it's feeling, even though the actual temperature is hot or cold, it's feeling hotter in there to them. So we'll just see how that plays out.
The ball's playing faster compared to yesterday, of course. On an angle from Callan, Dawson buries it.
And we had lobs, not from the lob doctor, but from the PA and the folks at the front desk there as McGuffin and Patriquin threw up lobs.
Callan, Dawson. It's been all over every counterpunch. McGuffin and Daescu still looking to reach the scoreboard here in game 3. Oh my, Callan, Dawson with another dirty angle. Hayden Patriquin jumped into the play after a patient reset from Dawson.
And you saw him take that C route, which means you go around and circle the ball so that you set up to hit a forehand. And love that look there. So here's the deal, Michelle. Daescu and McGuffin have lost 15 points in a row. It's 15 straight on the other side that since they have scored. They've won some rallies, obviously receiving, but they have not dented the scoreboard in forever.
Oh, just back, was going to say, looked like he clipped it. He thought he got it, Dawson. wishing he had a challenge.
And the streak ends by a whisker.
Daescu finds the middle. Make it 2 points after 15 points without one.
Yeah, and I love these topspin lobs. Very aggressive lobs just over the left shoulder of Callan Dawson coming off the paddle of McGuffin. So that's been beautiful and set them up for both of those points. And that is a beautiful job by Hayden Patriquin there. If somebody's going to just loop a third shot, drop in there, and it's going to bounce up in the air, pounce on it, start your offense. Great job by Hayden. Love that spot from Daescu in the moment. Tough to get both the paddles positioned in the right way, and no communication there to help. And shake and bake, we talk about a lot, where you drive the ball and your partner crashes. You can shake and bake your own brownies if you want. That was well done by Patriquin.
Wide for McGuffin. Dave Fleming getting his comedy show going early here. The show before the show, Friday night?
Friday at noon
Morning.
tomorrow on
Friday at
Pickleball
noon,
Boulevard.
tomorrow at
We're
noon.
doing a comedy set. Let's go.
Oh, I'm going to have to come.
Yeah, that felt like it was wide off the paddle. It's funny when Callan Dawson matches, we haven't seen a lot of lobs today, then it's like it's infectious and everybody else on the court feels like, well, I got a lob too. That seems to be working.
Has for McGuffin a couple of times.
Yeah. That's a beautiful speed up. We saw a lot of that from Daescu in game number 1, where the dink just bounced up a little bit and he was all over it with the forehand. Haven't seen a lot of that. Finally saw one there. Such a great flick before that by Patriquin, and then too big of a swing on the next one.
Top of the tape. Oh, Patriquin went for it. Gets robbed at the top of the tape again. Here come Daescu and McGuffin.
Got a little roll here, and are we? No, we're not. This is just not a timeout team. They've been taken from them.
Play through anything. Remember, Patriquin and Dawson had that 5-0 lead in game 1, surrendered it.
Yes.
Daescu McGuffin won 11 in a row.
Yeah, it's rare to have a men's doubles match with an 11-point run on one side and a 15-point run on the other.
There's the advantage of the big reach of Daescu.
Yeah, and a great job by McGuffin of speeding it up to set that up, and then you get Callan Dawson pushed way off the line, and their version of a timeout is just a quick little high five on one side and a much happier duo there on the other. As man, what jewelry over there, friends. Nice use of the pickleballs there.
Oh, hands battle won by Daescu.
Yeah, that's the third time that Dawson and Patriquin have been ahead and weren't able to finish off the rally. And guess what? That massive lead is won.
Momentum swinging game.
Oh my, now a kiss off the tape and snowmen in Dallas. Just a little cash sorry there from McGuffin.
Sorry, but I'll take it. McGuffin in the quarterfinals in 2 divisional matchups already in singles and mixed doubles. Oh, he got it. Andrei Daescu.
He's
and the
back.
hype man. He's back. Whatever happened in game 2 doesn't seem to be bothering him now. Or if it is, he's doing a good job of hiding it.
Because that forehand off the bounce was a key part of that 11-0 run in game 1. Nice job by Patriquin of rolling the ball at the big man's feet, but look at where we're at.
Patriquin splits the middle, ties it up at 9. Oh, Daescu covers the severe angle, and then Hayden Patriquin dangles it to the deep part of the court.
And the precision of that rally at every didn't last.
I know what happened there, Mr.
Too
Thurns.
good. They played too good. He and Dan Gingrich won the whole thing.
Game point saved by Daescu and McGuffin. Another try here for Patriquin. Oh, Hayden Patriquin closes game 3 with a SWAT team move.
Perfect lob from Dawson.
As always, alongside top senior pro Dave Fleming, I'm Michelle McMahon. And here is the start of game 4. SWAT team from Callan. Dawson cleaning up. Crowd is on their feet.
That was outstanding from Callan. Couple of lobs there over the big man. I mean, this isn't lobbing 5'8" me. Oh, Dawson's feeling it right here coming out. Nice job just punching that into the open court after a tough choice of shot from Daescu there.
Good for Callan Dawson. A lot of people thought he got snubbed in the MLP draft, not getting picked up at the challenger level. And he's risen to the occasion.
And he's a tremendous men's doubles player. That's where you want him. He and Tyler Loom hit many podiums in 2022. He's played with a variety of partners this year. And these two, as we mentioned in the Open, have had some really nice wins. Just late reloading there. That's a great one to look at what it takes to have the next shot ready just a little late.
Patriquin buries it, and this team is looking pretty good here in game 4. Top shape.
Yeah, and just the professional approach to this match from the 18-year-old has been really impressive. He's attacked when the opportunity was there, not just for the sake of attacking. And McGuffin on the left side of the court, at least for that rally. They're going to try that again. So this is a interesting development, but you got to empty the tank when you are facing a game down in a best of 5 here.
Daescu gets big on the lob, just not quite far enough over that non-paddle shoulder.
Yeah, because it was over the paddle shoulder there, and that was the problem with that lob. And Daescu easily able to crunch that down, showed that tennis prowess. And that's what switching sides can do. A little taller guy over there can protect that lob a little better cross court, different angles.
Still just feels like Daescu's fighting something.
Oh, for sure. His movement is not as smooth as I've seen it be in many. And boy, he got a break there. That ball's going off the pickleball.com sign back there.
The 6th seed hungry for more. They have to win this to extend it to 5. Dawson was working the perimeters. Tough bounce for Daescu, but Dawson earned it.
He certainly did, and after all that, the tape was the thing that got involved, but love the variety of placement that you mentioned there from Callan. Patriquin trying to tag Daescu, big target, but missed him.
Wide for Dawson that time. Patriquin finds the middle, does it effortlessly.
They just couldn't ever get back to the kitchen. They were like 75% there and just couldn't get the ball back on the ground. And this match of unbelievable runs is now 3 on both sides to start game 4.
Elsewhere around the tournament, the quarterfinals are set for mixed doubles, and Lindsay Newman and Federico Staxrud claimed one of those spots with a win over Vivian David and Thomas Wilson.
It's a heck of a win.
5 games against J.W. Johnson and Georgia Johnson will be that quarterfinal match.
Lindsay Newman also moved here to the Dallas area, so gets to drive from her home.
Well, there's an advantage to being a 6'5" monster on the side of Daescu.
Yeah, and then to have the tennis pedigree to be able to hit a backhand overhead like that and then be able to set your feet. Dawson didn't hit the next one cleanly because he earned an opportunity, but really like what Daescu did there, and this side switch has helped them. We'll see if it can continue. Foul up off the tape from McGuffin there, just sat up and said, "Room service, Mr. Patriquin."
What a shot from Dawson.
Yes. What an angle. Got Daescu extended and Patriquin puts it away. That complimentary pickleball of our will be right back to its greatness tomorrow. Misfire there from Patriquin, sails deep.
Oh, Callan Dawson smokes it down the middle.
And after all that patience from Daescu trying to find the right ball to drop and get into the net. He went a couple steps too far and got out of position. And folks, if you don't think a lob is an effective shot to get control of the kitchen, this is the match to prove that it is.
Yeah, study Callan Dawson for a little while. You'll see how he does it. Now a 2-point lead for Dawson and Patriquin.
There's a good example of the challenge of a cross-court attack. If you attack cross-court, gives your opponent a little more time. Patriquin all over it.
Got him.
Just a wicked speed up on the forehand, and whether it's been Daescu or now McGuffin in front of Dawson, took advantage of that bounce off the tape, and Dawson sitting heavy backhand. There's that paddle side attack, beautifully executed from McGuffin.
Oh, Tyson McGuffin fended off by Callan Dawson. Daescu is frustrated, and understandably so.
Yeah, because I think McGuffin's like, ooh, this is one of those we're going to be barking, high-fiving, and like, wait, what? Dawson got that back in the court? Come on, man.
There, Tyson McGuffin caught Hayden Patriquin.
Again, paddle side, forehand, flicked it off the bounce.
Into the net for McGuffin. Soft hands, both sides.
And this is a grind in here tonight. And the potential of some of these going 5 is really going to challenge both mentally and physically all players. And this is a unique format. Usually you only get to 3 out of 5 on our Championship Sunday matches, but because it's the USA Pickleball National Championships, it's 3 out of 5 in doubles all the way through.
Wide for McGuffin. A lot of pressure from Patriquin, forcing him into it.
Great job by Patriquin, and it's that roll down. If you just hit through that at the same plane of the height of the ball, Michelle, you're going to get your partner really tagged. But if you get it down, that's perfect. Well done from Patriquin.
Patriquin barely even has to bend his knees. Like a lot of these, I mean, compare his center of gravity to Andrei Daescu.
Wildly different. Great drive there on that last rally with trying to get out of the stack. And really nice volley on the run from Patriquin. This seems really critical that Patriquin and Dawson win this particular game.
Dawson answering the call, up 2.
Yeah, so that one was a great read by Dawson. He's been beat a couple times on that paddle side, so he just shifted ever so slightly, and it was up too. So gave him a little extra time and swatted that away.
Good hold for McGuffin. Switching sides this time. McGuffin on the left. And a beautiful find from Callan Dawson right through the hole.
Yeah, so Daescu jumped in there to help with the backhand on the first one, but did not stay there, expecting the ball to go back behind him. Great shot selection and position from Dawson.
McGuffin answers right back. Inside in. That Ferrari forehand. Hayden Patriquin on the Ernie.
Such a great move. You want to go for that when you see your opponent's head go down to hit the ball, get that good eye contact, and you go when they don't see you coming. And there's a good example of, as the player who's not returning, you want to kind of ease over and protect your partner so your sideline can be an option. That was a beautiful forehand from Daescu.
McGuffin hesitated to call it.
Did just tail wide, and these rallies are just battles. The infection of lobs into all 4 players, they're all making them too. Like, the lobs are not sailing deep.
Oh, and Patriquin jumps into the lob game. And seals it off on the backhand.
I mean, this is really nice from Dawson and Patriquin of working in tandem. Can they close now? Because that guy fights to the finish every single time.
And a grind of a singles match earlier this morning.
Medina Alvarez was really good. Really good.
Gave him a run for his money. That's for sure. Wide open draw from McGuffin, too, with Ben Johns out of the mix in singles. Oh, and an all-out effort for Daescu just to get a paddle on it.
And that's so good. That is really hard at every level except the one on our screen right now to find that. It's just tough to get the torque. And McGuffin says, I've got a forehand. I want the ball back. Fire. Patriquin saying that's so bad because he should have been on it. It was an interesting choice, but it worked out for McGuffin.
Oh, Callan Dawson. He's found the sneaky backside several times here in this match.
Yeah, so we had a unique speed up on both sides of this team. That time it was thwarted as Daescu pulled the trigger.
Sent long by Patriquin. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, there just hasn't been the full McGuffin barking, and it's interesting.
He said,
That's
oh,
gotta
just
be some
wait.
barking.
Wait, Dave. Here it comes. You asked for it.
Apparently, I should have done that a while ago if you're cheering for Tyson, because here we go, 8-8. Oh, and an odd little foot fault there on just a drop, but just a shuffle of the feet from Dawson.
Patriquin and Dawson losing their grip on game 4. Patriquin steps into the line of fire, gets the ball back.
Tremendous rally. Great read by Patriquin of the lob that came from Daescu, and then he said, Callan, you're done in this rally. Same thing happened in game 2. They gave up a lead and got down 9-8 and then won 11-9. Can they repeat that? This lobs is incredible.
Unbelievable in his precision. Oh no, you could hear a needle drop. 9-all, that felt like a must-win point for Dawson and Patriquin.
Yeah, and if you can find that left foot of the right side player, that's where you want to get. That's the toughest stink in pickleball. Wow, at 9-all, Dawson keeps lobbing McGuffin, who keeps going back. Sweat dripping down the tats of that dude, but he is fighting his way to keep his team in this.
Patriquin and Dawson take match point.
Really pretty by Dawson of moving the dinks around, making Daescu lunge to the right, opening up the middle, got a little bit of a pop-up, and I love that Patrick
point for a big upset. McGuffin lives to see another day. You knew he would.
Wow, he got the first forehand he could and fired at the right hip of Patriquin and was ready for the next one.
Get out of the way. And a little shoulder shimmy to close it out from Hayden Patriquin.
He never dreamed he'd have to go Matrix, so look at this. Matrix revisited right there. And Dawson's like, please don't hit him after all that. Wow, what a rally that was.
One more try for Daescu and McGuffin to tie it up here. McGuffin willed his way to tie it.
It's going to take more than 11. You got to win by 2 here in these games. And my goodness, the intensity here on center is remarkable.
Oh boy, that's a controversial call made on what seemed like a perfect lob from McGuffin.
Patriquin gives what Tyson always does when he calls a ball that is out, that's close. He always holds up like just missed it. Hard to see through the bodies there.
These lobs just must feel brutal for Daescu and McGuffin. Every time they're like, okay, this one's going to go out. Nope, in. Callan Dawson putting his stamp here on game number 4. Another match point for them. Into the net for McGuffin.